Hello there, and welcome back to A Star Wars Story. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to let YouTube know that the Force is strong with this channel. This is our review for Episode 7 of AHSOKA. This is a spoiler-free review. As always, this will not discuss major plot developments, characters, reveals, debuts, or any kind of significant twist. This is really discussing how we feel coming out of this episode. This episode was written by Dave Filoni, and it was directed by Geeta Vasant Patel. I do apologize with any mispronunciations with that name. It was the first time I've read it, and I've only ever read it. Never actually heard that one said. You know, coming out of 7 episodes of AHSOKA now, I have to take another moment to just applaud the consistency, the style, and the tone that every director has kept in terms of building off what Dave Filoni established in Episode 1 and then what he established again in Episode 5. Basically, Dave Filoni directed the first episodes of each arc, and the subsequent directors followed suit in terms of the atmosphere and the general sense of what he was wanting to get across. And that was done incredibly, incredibly well here. So there is a consistency that I absolutely have to applaud. Now, the show also has benefited from the fact that it is all written by Dave Filoni, and it serves a true purpose. In terms of where Episode 7 starts and where it ends, there is a lot in here that is an absolute treat. And this is it. It's unfortunate to say, next week is the finale. This is it. And I am more thrilled than ever going into a finale. In terms of keeping comparisons fair to what's on Disney Plus and to a lot of Disney Plus's original programming, and how Disney has chosen to produce their shows and how they've chosen to run their shows, if we look over a number of properties in terms of the second to last episodes, if you want any kind of comparison, AHSOKA for me beats out, as of where we're at, the second to last episode in terms of how we feel heading into the finale and how I feel heading into the finale. I have more confidence in AHSOKA's finale than I have for anything that Marvel has done. This is a really strong part 1, if you will, in terms of a finale. And again, this is serialized television. It's all very much so connected. But just in the sense of going into the finale and my confidence in where that's going to take us, I am incredibly, incredibly confident. I feel like if we were to compare it to Marvel, it is a shining example. AHSOKA is a shining example of how to do it right. I believe right now that there is ample time and that there is a clear through line and ability to wrap up this story arc cleanly without anything feeling rushed. And that is significant, and that is saying something, because that was one of my complaints with Season 3 of Mandalorian. One of my complaints with Season 3 of Mandalorian was that it felt very rushed. I have to, again, every so often, sometimes we watch a show and we're like, this could have used one extra episode, or I wish we'd had more time with this or that. And that's subjective. Everyone's going to walk away having a different perspective on what they want more or less of. But with AHSOKA, 7 episodes in, looking at this story arc, it seems like Dave Filoni really mastered it, that it is paced incredibly well. I am unbelievably confident, more so than coming out of anything from Marvel and coming off of Season 3 of Mando, and even Obi-Wan Kenobi. My biggest complaints were, and really my only complaints were, is there time to wrap these story arcs up? And that wasn't always the case, subjectively. But I think we're going to pull it off here. This episode itself, we have amazing performances. I could endlessly talk about Baylan and Shin. I think They really have stole this series for me. They are incredibly, incredibly unbelievable, enchanting, and mesmerizing breakout characters, and I hope that there is a lot more to explore in terms of their backstory. Thrawn continues to shine. This is what I expected Thrawn to be. This Thrawn in live action, as someone who read Heir of the Empire, this continues to be one of the most thrilling experiences for me. The fact that here's all these characters from novels and cartoons, and then the original characters thrown in that are just introduced for the first time in this series, all together on our screens in a high-quality, high-budgeted series, and it shows and exemplifies some of the best that Star Wars has to offer. There are moments in this episode that are an absolute treat. A couple in particular, and it's unbelievable that, Filoni's been able to write every week, some kind of incredible treat for fans that builds on the foundation of Star Wars in new and interesting ways. And again, this is spoiler free, but if you know me and if you've talked with me, whether on the Discord or, in the comments or in our live streams, you kind of know the things that really get me giddy, and I'll leave it at that. Obviously, hopefully you're watching. That's my biggest thing. If you are not watching AHSOKA, you have time to catch up so that you get to experience the finale with the rest of us. It is worthwhile. I think we're in for an absolute treat. I think this is going to go down as one of the best finales on Disney Plus, period. I am very, very confident. I feel incredibly confident coming out of episode 7 just because of where it left us and what it has done just in this episode. I'm very, very confident going into the finale, and I can't wait to see how all of this comes together. But I have to applaud the directors. They've done such a great job with the consistency, the cinematography, the professionalism. You can feel the collaborative effort of this show. Thank you so much for watching. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and remember that the Force will be with you always.